Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. I want to thank you for checking out my video. I got a comment asking about mixed voice and what it was, because there was some confusion that it sounded like head voice. And I'm going to take partial responsibility as a representative for all voice teachers. Singing instructors and voice teachers over the years have used head voice and mixed voice and falsetto synonymously. We've used them to mean all the same thing or different things. And I'm going to explain to you in this video about what mixed voice is, where it occurs, when you can expect to incorporate it, and the benefits of learning to really control the blend, because mixed voice isn't exactly just a single specific thing. That's a little too binary. Now, we're going to dive right in here, but before we do, thank you if you've chosen to subscribe. And if you haven't yet, I really hope you'll consider doing so now. If you want a step-by-step method to work on your voice, head over to jeffrolka.com, where you can also make contributions to the channel. YouTube has taken away fan funding, and I occasionally get requests for making contributions, and that is where you can do it, and they are greatly appreciated. So, I'm going to employ my trusty rubber band here. Now, if we took our rubber band and I kind of pinched it at the top and made a little triangle, hopefully you can see this okay, that would be our vocal folds when they are relaxed and we're just chilling. I'm chilling like a villain. My vocal folds are abducted. They are separated. Okay, so the little sides of the rubber band, those are the outside edges of the vocal fold. Now there's a bunch of musculature and like cartilage and all kinds of stuff that's underneath there. Now, here's the confusing thing about mixed voice. We are almost always using a blend of thyroarytenoid and cricothyroid muscles. Now, the thyroarytenoid muscles are the ones that are immediately adjacent to the vocal fold. And when we sing in what we would think of as our chest voice, the thyroarytenoid dominant singing voice, we get nice adduction, the cord closure, okay? And everybody's vibrating along. But you can notice I'm kind of gently tugging away at the ends here, okay? The cricothyroid muscles are largely responsible for elongating the vocal fold. So here we are in thyroarytenoid dominant, still kind of tugging away, but then when we go up into our upper register, those cricothyroids have rotated some cartilage around and they are exhibiting a lot more influence on how the vocal fold works. And so that delicate balance of how we're elongating the vocal fold or not, how much breath energy is coming over the vocal fold, because that's not represented in this rather crude example. All of those things are part of what it is to be in the mix range. And the most delicate part of the mix is the zona di passaggio. Now, when you talk to a singing instructor and they talk about mixed voice, that's usually what they're talking about, although again, not always. You have to be very clear with your singing instructor. When I'm talking about mixed voice, I'm referring to the zona di passaggio. For the male tenor, such as myself, that's going to be between C4 and F4. So middle C and the F right above it. That's the zona di passaggio, the mixed range. And it's there that if we navigate it really well, we get into our upper register and we maintain the timbre of our chest voice into our cricothyroid dominant singing voice or head voice. And the head voice is often what people are referring to as mixed voice. And here's where the confusion happens. Because some schools of vocal teaching, singing, vocal pedagogy will talk about the mixed voice as only zona di passaggio, and other disciplines will talk about the upper register, that cricothyroid dominant singing voice, as mixed voice. In truth, when we are singing above the secondo passaggio, if we learn to balance the energy between those muscle groups in the zona di passaggio, in the mixed voice range, then we really get a lot of control over what happens above the secondo passaggio. So now my secondo passaggio is right in there between F4 and F sharp 4. And if I sing beyond it, but I allow my voice to really skate off the vocal fold, then you'll hear a lot of air come into it, and I'll get this really light, falsetto-y tone. And then I can come back into my chest range. When you do that, because the vocal folds are slightly abducted or separated, they're not entirely closed. When I'm letting that much air through, they get a little separated. And you lose a lot of air very quickly. But then we can also learn to maintain more closure by balancing the breath energy and the muscle coordination as we start in the mixed voice range, the zona de passaggio, and cross the secondo passaggio. And that is said to be voce piena in testa, so the sound of chest voice in head. When we match the resonances really carefully, then we get the voce piena in testa. Forgive my Italian. But when we learn to balance those things out, we can really blend things to have a rather wide range of evocative emotions as the music we're singing dictates. So if I want a more lighter, more sensitive sound, then maybe I'll blend a little more cricothyroid dominance into my sound. So I'm going to skew the balance towards my head voice, and then I get a little more lighter. And I can go even further with that. And really, really cultivate sweeter, gentler sounds that I might have if I'm strictly matching timbres. When we are thyroarytenoid dominant, chest voice, the cricothyroid muscles are still working a little bit. That activity makes it possible for us to successfully get through the zona de passaggio. For example, if I start here in G, I'm just getting into the zona de passaggio there with the D natural. I'm conscious of where I'm going, and I know that I have to get ready to let the cricothyroid muscles take over more phonation. I prepare for it in advance. And that helps me match timbres across the secondo passaggio. I'm still doing a changeover between thyroarytenoid dominance and cricothyroid dominance. Chest voice, thyroarytenoid. Head voice, cricothyroid. And I can make it more obvious if you like. And it's all facilitated in the zona de passaggio where we think our actual mixed voice is. I hope this helps. If you have questions, please drop them in the comment section or find me on Twitter or come over on Saturdays at 6 p.m. to my live event. It's every Saturday, 6 p.m. here on YouTube. I can do examples and demonstrations in real time and take your questions. The community is really, really good. You can often get a lot of interplay with different people who are in the chat and chat with them, and also get involved on Sequencer, where we share a lot of recordings and do evaluations. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Jeff Rolka. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.